Our verse for this week is Psalm 91, 3 and 4. And I'm going to read from the King James Version. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. So there's a few words there that are a little unfamiliar. But I want to start in the very beginning. Surely, or some of the translations that we use more frequently say, it is he. This is emphatic that this is God who is taking care of us. And it goes back to the previous verses. It is he. It doesn't just say he will deliver. No, it says the emphasis is the fact that surely he will, surely God will. This God who is the Most High God, the Almighty, our refuge, our strength, as Pastor Armstrong mentioned last week. It is he. He is the one who takes care of us and who will deliver us from the snare of the fowler. What's a fowler? A fowler is a hunter of fowl. He's a bird hunter, and some of the translations say a trapper. So this is giving us the idea that there's an intentional purpose for capturing someone. So there's when someone is trying to do something evil to us on purpose, with intention, that's the idea here, that God is protecting us from that. He will deliver us from that. And then the other part of this is the noisome pestilence. I had never heard the word or seen the word noisome before, I don't think. But it's basically a plague, destruction, something that happens without specific intention, like a flood or a hurricane or an earthquake or a pandemic. It's just something that happens to us naturally because we live in a sinful and evil world. And so we have both of these ideas. We have someone who is out to get us intentionally with deceit, and then we have living in a sinful world. And so we have this idea of plague, sickness, pandemic. He shall cover thee with his feathers and under his wings. And this is an illustration of God's protection as he protects us tenderly, compassionately, with mercy, under his wings, the metaphor of a bird. So in order to be protected by God's wings, we need to be close to God. If we're far away from God, doing our own thing, running our own way, we're not going to be able to be protected when he covers us with his symbolic wings and his feathers very close to who he is. And so we need to be walking in step with him. We need to be walking closely to him and put our trust in him as we walk alongside with Christ. And then the end, his truth, or some translations say his faithfulness, shall be thy shield and buckler, or bulwark, or other words that we don't normally use. And again, this is now going back to a different side of God's protection. As Pastor Armstrong mentioned last week, these are military terms, the term of refuge, the term of fortress. Well, now we have, instead of just protecting us with wings and soft feathers, now we actually are bringing this idea of shield and buckler, a shield, a strong shield that would protect you in battle as you would face the enemy. It was big. A buckler was much smaller. It was something you could hold with your hand in very close combat to perhaps protect you from a dagger or a knife. And so we have all these ideas of how God protects us. He protects us tenderly, lovingly, with mercy and with compassion. And at the same time, God is willing to fight for you and me to protect us because he loves us. But let's not forget that he wants us to be close to him. He wants us to walk beside him, to walk in union with him so that we're on the same path as we go through life, so that when we do encounter these struggles that we always will, we will be close to God and he will protect us.